The Feast of St. Joseph, March 19th. St. Joseph, a model of humble faith, loving service, and trust in God. This reflection is prepared by Father Abe Francis, pastor at St. Jude Church, Grand Rapids, Michigan, USA. The Feast of St. Joseph invites us to pause and reflect on the quiet yet powerful life of a man chosen by God for a very special mission. St. Joseph, the spouse of the Blessed Virgin Mary and the earthly guardian of Jesus, is a model of humility, faith, and loving service. Although the scriptures record very few words spoken by him, his life speaks loudly through his actions, his trust in God, and his faithful care for the Holy Family. Joseph was a simple carpenter, a hard-working and faithful man who lived a life rooted in prayer and obedience. When he learned that Mary was expecting a child, he faced confusion and uncertainty. Yet when God revealed his plan through a dream, Joseph did not hesitate. He trusted God completely and accepted the responsibility of caring for Mary and the child Jesus. His yes was quiet but courageous, showing us that holiness is often lived in simple acts of obedience and love. Saint Joseph teaches us that true greatness is not found in recognition or power but in faithful service. He protected Mary, cared for Jesus, and provided for his family through honest work. He guided Jesus during his early years, teaching him the values of faith, responsibility, and compassion. Through his example, Joseph reminds us that the role of a father, guardian, or caregiver is sacred and deeply important. In many ways, Saint Joseph is also a comforting patron for families, workers, and those who carry responsibilities for others. His life assures us that God often chooses ordinary people to accomplish extraordinary purposes. Even when life brings uncertainty or challenges, Joseph shows us how to trust in God's guidance and remain faithful to our vocation. The Feast of St. Joseph also reminds us of the beauty of quiet holiness. Joseph did not seek attention or praise. He simply lived faithfully each day, protecting and nurturing the gifts God entrusted to him. His silence reflects deep faith, patience, and strength. In a world that often values noise and recognition, Joseph teaches us the holiness of humility and the dignity of simple, loving service. For families, caregivers, and all who serve others with love, Saint Joseph stands as a powerful example. His life encourages us to care for one another with tenderness, responsibility, and devotion. His faith reminds us that when we trust God, He guides our steps even when the path ahead seems uncertain. As we celebrate this feast, we ask Saint Joseph to pray for us. May he intercede for our families, our communities, and all who work faithfully to care for others. May he help us grow in patience, humility, and trust in God's plan. Saint Joseph, faithful guardian and loving protector, continues to guide us with your example of quiet strength and unwavering faith. Saint Joseph, pray for us.